Good evening, good evening. This is All Ports Gaming, Supercars NZ. This would be round 9 of the GT3 Summer Series. We are once again, if you were tuned in on Tuesday night, back at the wonderful Montreal Gilles Villeneuve circuit. There was a complete coincidence the way it worked out from the official series to the one that Shane and I created for this year. Tonight I've been dragged in at last minute to help out my old mate Wayne, who was having some audio issues before, but he's going to come and join us in the broadcasting lounge shortly. And just raiding the beer fridge at the back is Sean Macatap Namara, or otherwise known as Macros Namara.
Yeah, how you going, Doug? Hopefully everyone can hear me and we're not having the same audio issues as Wayne was having.
I can see you on there.
Yeah, cool. We're in for a treat tonight. Great track. There is a lot of slowdowns on this track, so the drivers probably haven't been warned to take those slowdowns off the racing line.
You'll be great.
But should be good, mate.
Yeah, looking really good. And welcome back to Blake Dowdall, who has managed to crack out P1 for us this evening, and Connor Nixon coming back to try and claim another podium from his win last week. Connor qualifying in P2.
When I start, I'll try and get as many people around
the info's up there at the moment. The track is a lovely 21 degrees with 35% humidity. It's in the afternoon, and the drivers shouldn't have too much sun strike with the late afternoon sun coming down with the cloudy settings there.
But I'm not going to be a dick and go halfway.
Have a look down the top 10 list there, Macca. What do you reckon?
Yeah, well, you got your usuals. You got your Blake, Connor, and Taylor Mitchell, all very talented drivers. But Paul Bloomquist, who's won quite a few champions in P4. So after that, Dion,
and welcome
Craig,
back.
And James Blake. Yeah. So it's welcome back, and they're just doing their warm up lap from the back straight there.
They are, yep. So you can see just from the back of Blake there, just behind the pace car. I've gone for a rather ordinary looking pace car this evening, not freaking everyone out, not being able to see past a pace truck. But yeah, it's a short run in. The pace car will be soon ejecting itself off to the left hand side of the track, and these guys will be underway.
So I might have to jump out now and again to give these guys a bit of a talking to. For there is no live race control, but we obviously monitor it and make sure these guys are actually behaving themselves. They're just like the V8 drivers, a little bit naughty sometimes. Tell them what's what, and they're off. You get through the first corner, Doug.
There we go. So yep. So they're coming in down into the first corner there, and Craig making a big dive early on, coming down into turns 1 and 2, sitting beside Paul Blomqvist there, following through with Taylor Mitchell still sitting in third. Blake Dowdall's had a bit of a shocker of a start and has dropped back into P3. Currently leading is Connor Nixon as they come in through the first chicane, turn 3 and 4. As they exit through there, everyone keeping it nice and clean so far. Move back up through the next sections of corners.
You see those two side by side there? Where are they? Oh, there they are.
There they are. So I believe that is Jared Eccleston battling with Mark Price and Ross Watson already.
Yep. It doesn't matter if it's the front or the back. There are some good battles through this thing, eh? So
there are. Taylor Mitchell's Connor coming in through that section there. As we bring them down, there's going to be big dives coming down into the hairpin.
The hairpin. Put it on this top 5. Blake has a look. Oh, he goes up the inside. Is that on Craig?
No, yeah, that was on Connor. So Blake just sitting there into second. Connor's got the run. There's Craig Mason getting into the mix of it. Yep.
Yeah. This is good. This is good.
This is fantastic racing, and hard straight out the gates as we look from Paul Blomqvist looking forward at the attack battle ahead of him.
It's an unusual colour for his gloves. What do you call that? Like
yep. Connor just getting a wee bit of a check up under under brakes and getting pushed a bit further down through the order.
We might have to have a little bit of a replay on that one. Looking forward to that replay. As Doug's looking for it, maybe?
I am.
Yeah, as he's looking for it. So, welcome, and Wade. There's 3 of us here, so welcome, Wade.
Yeah, man, very cool. You hear me right?
We can.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good.
He's,
Oh,
Wayne's,
cool. Yeah,
Wayne's gone and
those,
jumped into the hot tub.
First life gloves there. Very cool.
Yes, you look like
Yeah.
human.
I'm
I call it
special-
Human.
special right now.
Yeah, well, all ports do sell gloves. I've got a pair sitting here, good price, very comfy. Not full race gloves, so they don't get too hot, so it's perfect for gaming. You like that?
Don't have the high rating, so yeah, we're fine. Coming.
Awesome stuff. Yeah, here's a nice hot battle happening here between Blake Grenhall following Dion de Graaf as Siblak's entry. Property Edge BMW there has come through and won a couple of the races in the previous weeks, being able to secure doing only 1 fuel stop versus the others having to take 2. So once again, Blake, the dark horse, has been able to find a small niche that others haven't been able to explore much of.
Yeah, just quietly in the chat earlier on, he was mentioning he may be able to pull that off tonight. So let's see what happens now they're out on track.
Sure is. Here's
Get someone up on the inside of him.
Connor Nixon up the inside there of Steve Darren, who's very well holding his line going through.
Move out the way.
Yeah, battling out in front of Steve. There's Jonathan Turner. There's a Craig Mason parked on the side of the track with the rest of the field going by, and Craig has towed the pits. He has come up with some crash data, so we'll just have a quick look at that and see what took place.
Bit of bad luck, I think. Well, no, just pulled
He
over.
might still have his quality fuel in there, maybe.
You know exactly what's up, bro.
2 litres.
Yeah, no, that's it's a hard one to pick on that one because the boys aren't able to touch the fuel loads. So race fuel for qualifying and race fuel for race just set to 35%. And yeah, just be the guys were doing some fuel numbers earlier on, and there was some chats about the discrepancies between similar vehicles and why some drivers were using 0.3 of a litre more, and I think it purely came down to how heavy that old right foot masher is on the accelerator.
Correct. So nice close with, is that Steve?
Yes, it is. Yeah, Connor and Steve still having a cracking battle together.
Yeah, and Steve realising Connor's got that little bit more talent, getting the fella. And
Yeah.
Steve does the right thing, let the race the right go, and battle on for the next one.
Yeah, Wayne would know from his history of racing alongside Steve as well that sometimes it's just not worth battling in some occasions, and it's always best just to sit back and let the race come to you, eh, Wayne?
Yeah, definitely. Certainly happened on the weekend, didn't it?
Sure did.
Oh, it didn't take you too long to bring that one up, did it? Hey, Ryan?
Yeah, thanks for racing for me, Sean. Cheers for logging in under my name and
Yeah, all of that. Yeah.
playing those laps out. Freaking awesome.
So people over like Wade, Doug, and quite a few others, 4 others, came second in their split at the Bathurst 12 hour, which is congratulations, it's well done. And for going into it to have a bit of fun, Wade had no practice, I believe.
No.
About an hour.
About an hour during the week. Yeah.
And for someone who doesn't race a lot in the league, you know, I think that's fantastic. Well done. It takes a leap out of a lot of books. You don't have to be fast to win. You just got to be consistent.
Yeah, totally. Consistent, clean.
Yep.
Bust those laps out and don't fucking don't hit anything, yeah.
Oh, way. Taking it to the
Yeah,
professional
straight
level
back,
there.
straight back, yeah, shocking.
Bit of a
battle between Daniel Turner, Dion DeGraaf, and Blake right now.
yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of mic talk. I think these guys need to concentrate on the racing rather than being on the mic. I didn't hear what it was all about, but they're all still going. They're all still clean. So who knows?
Actually, I don't have the chat on. I should do
No, I turned mine down so I didn't have to listen to it.
that.
I was just saw before, just when Connor was overtaking Jonathan Turner here, the 154 entry Lamborghini. He didn't really want to give up the position to Connor, but he ran out of room and he cut across the last chicane by the pit entry and the start-finish line. And what actually happened is it's resulted in him losing another 2 spots to Gerald Eccleston and right off Jenkins, because cutting across there, even though you're avoiding the car contact, he warranted himself a slowdown. So one of the worst places to do that when you've got a nice long straightaway along beside pit lane wall coming up to turn 1, and he's had to roll down through there doing about 60k just to bleed off the shortcut time.
Oh, yes, alright, back to south. That corner right there. Well, that was great. That's a... Who was that?
That was a pretty full-on pass.
Yeah, Dion
DeGraaf.
Yeah, with Dan Turner, number 7, greyed out Simability BMW there.
Why is Dion so far back there with the back of the too? That's another question we have to drive back into the maps and have a look at what's going on there. Oh no.
Connor Nixon.
Oh yeah, Connor coming back.
Yeah.
Oh, that was bound to happen.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that was a bit of a shame, Dion.
Bad luck, Dion. Side by side is actually very, very hard to do, you know. And Dion has said that Merc is a bit of a pig tonight. That's his opinion. I'm loving his Mike Myers impression there. Bad luck, Dion, but cheers for carrying on. Well done.
Yeah, that's really hard luck, and that's going to be a big challenge now for Dion to gather that back up mentally and just to push on with the remaining 35 minutes of the race.
Yes. Unless our random safety car comes out, Doug.
I've got no spinning wheels to make these guys have a fun night. I could just pick a lap. It'd be random as.
Yeah, plenty of time to sort it out.
Oh, whatever.
Sorry, boys.
Just so you know, as an admin, we had $50 to give one of the admin for loading the races, and how I did it was say, Doug and Shane pick a number between 1 and 10, and whichever number I'm thinking of, they got the $50. And Doug, did you get that $50?
No.
No, you didn't.
No, Whitey did.
Count.
Whitey did.
I'll have to ask him whether he wants iRacing bucks or real money.
No, it's going through PayPal, I think. Oh, no, it was because we don't have PayPal. PayPal coming to Supercars NZ too, hopefully.
Yeah, there we go. Shall be good.
There we go.
Good. Brendan Brownie's joined us in the live stream chat tonight. He said, made a comment about our earlier 12-hour conversation, saying, "Come on, Sean's done lots of 12 hours." Yes, Brownie, he has done a few 12 hours. They've registered into about 2 or 3 in a space of 2 days, and I don't know if they competed in a single one of them.
We only did the ones. Yeah, those we did think about so obviously our team crashed out. Not bad. Cars on the middle of the track, not our fault.
Yeah.
But and then we're humming and hawing to join another one. I just don't think we had the effort. We're getting a bit older now, guys. I don't think we can be up for 12 hours.
Whatever.
I suppose that's why you'd say that we loaded our team full of 6 drivers, so we only had to do 2 hours each, eh?
Yeah, exactly. And you did the right thing, because, I wouldn't want Wayne in my team.
We couldn't have done it without Wayne. That's the thing.
I know, that's the point.
It was
and
a
you proved me wrong.
Effort. It was a big team.
You proved me wrong. And that's where it comes back to, Oh, Whitey's just spun. Whitey's spun. Is that live? I'm live. He didn't take, sorry. I was just...
Oh! That's that turn 1 there.
ugly. That's a drive-through.
So we'll have a look back and see how that occurred, because I've actually got 2 instances of him crashing. So bear with me and we'll have a quick look at this one. So he's out.
Craig Mason diving on the inside. No, didn't quite
I think
make it.
I think Craig had the spot.
Oh, just didn't want to hit him, eh?
Well, Craig Mason's lap traffic sitting down at 19th position, and that battle pack there was Shane was sitting in 4th behind Paul Blomqvist between him and Blake Redwall. So
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
No, I think Craig left, but it was like.
and we come
because he left ages ago.
yeah, come back to Whitey cutting across the grass. Did you say you wanted some me time tonight, Wayne? Want some DSA up on screen?
I did not say
Maybe
that.
maybe the pressure's on because he knows the boss is in the house, eh?
Yeah, gotta love it. Gotta love it. Enjoying sponsoring a car. It's such fun because you get to, you know, keep a track of what they're up to, and gives you something to run your business page, you know. No, it's brilliant. I love it.
That's Now, here's one that I want to talk about quickly. So, just a quick refresh. We've got Taylor Mitchell and Blake Dowdle here at the front. They're stonking away. Just sitting in behind them is Paul Blomqvist, and he's just doing Paul Blomqvist things. I would be very interested, because we've seen the reputation of this man before, on whether or not he will be aiming for a one-stop fuel strategy, and whether he's driving around doing some antics.
Yeah, has someone told him someone's tagged his car? Or is he just not realised?
I don't know. Is it tags, or is it some weird impression of a multitude of racetracks from around the world? Did Nürburgring throw up on it?
It's either a fish or a dick on a recorder. I haven't quite decided.
It's a fish.
So this is an iRacing. Yeah, we got a fish, but look, the recorder's going to come up here on the right rear corner. Oh, we're not going to see it. The right rear corner. Yeah, anyway.
It looks like a chicken to me.
Banana. With some weird giggly eyes pointing at it.
Okay, this way, go around the front. Here it is.
It's actually a pretty wicked livery when you look at it. It's pretty good.
There's a smiley face and a spinner. That's what I can see. And look,
yeah, laughing at you, Sean, for being a mechanic.
There's Waldo.
Smiley face and a spanner. There you go.
It looks like a steak on the roof. What a steak. That's cool. That's quite a cool livery. Oh, there's SpongeBob, SquarePants. Right there on the bonnet. Is that a dog as well? In the middle?
Whatever it is, it's great, isn't it?
Wow, obviously.
I reckon it's called Nürburgring Spew.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
Oh, trees. Sorry, Craig.
Trees, Craig. I love it. We do it the Supercars NZ way. So, while we're here, I'd like to obviously thank our weekly sponsor, iRacing, for jumping on board. Quickly chat out to All Ports, our obviously main sponsor.
Yeah.
So I was actually thinking how long they've actually sponsored us for, Wayne, and since you're the old caretaker of the old fund. Yeah, and I'll put you on the spot there.
Under the bus. Yeah.
I think it's about 4 seasons, maybe more. I don't know.
Got to be 4, definitely. Yep.
So we do 4 seasons a year, so it's a year. So it's starting to look up anyway. We'll come back to it. So, and to be honest, MRX has been with us from the start as well. So, big thank you to those guys. We are going to give some money away soon. Who to? We don't know. Driver? Admin? No.
Oh, here we go, boys. Here's one. As I just quickly cut back to, sorry, just to cut in here, Connor Nixon. Because he's running a new sponsor, Vermilion Motorsports. We'll see it somewhere on the car. It's on the side of the car, and we'll take the opportunity, boys, to shout out to Vermilion Motorsports, because they've tuned in and catching us on the live stream.
Oh, well done, boy.
They've said go Connor Nixon. So there you go, Vermilion. He's gone up, down, and back up again, sitting in P4 currently. just down 2 spots from where he first started.
Yeah, P2 is a great qualifying by Connor, and he tends to stay out of trouble unless he got a drive through a couple of weeks ago, which he was full on. He'd like to let me know about that.
That's
But a great driver when he realises, yes, it's still. He's a great guy. He tries to talk you out of his fault, but still accepts that he needs to get a bit better. So, and I love that in a driver is the guys that coming into pit lane or that is driving really slow, down, leaving the track,
leaving pit lane. So so Shane White, Peter Vanderberg, and Thomas Cole, our first ones to react. Officially. Oh, and Steve Darren as well has had a pit stop there too. Louis Robertson and Craig. So getting there, getting a few numbers.
All those cars are on a 2-stopper straight away. They're definitely doing the 2-stopper. They're not trying to drag out the fuel. I've worked out, because I'm quite clever too, you got to get to halfway in the time of the race.
Who were you talking about for a minute?
I am clever.
Sorry, I just, yeah.
Man, I was so happy I wasn't taking a drink when you said that. I would have just ruined a perfectly good-looking 32-inch monitor then.
Yeah. Perfectly good leather couch in the broadcasting lounge. Yeah.
Well, we could do with some more furniture.
Yeah, I think my recliner's broken, Wayne. Can we get an upgrade?
Well, we got to get those cigars first, and then we're away.
Oh. I think when DSA wins a championship, we might get it. Right.
Is it a 2-year?
Oh, I wouldn't say that because I think you got some quality drivers.
Try sponsoring a few people earlier on in the piece, but yeah, it was a another funny story, wasn't it?
Oh, here we go. Right off Jenkins coming out of pit lane there, splitting Dion and Shane.
Oh yeah.
This could get quite interesting, really.
Oh, sorry, did you say click over and watch something else? Alright. Wayne laughs because he knows what I'm talking about. Sean's just gritting his teeth. Anyway,
yeah.
Blake Dowdle, Taylor Mitchell and Paul Blomqvist all reacted into pit lane there.
I was going to pretend to swear. I was going to swear and just walk away and put down my mic, but I thought you might think that's serious.
Mic drop.
You just might go like, F you guys and walk away.
What a
calm moment.
Okay, so Vermilion Motorsports, what round is it and how many are there? So we're currently on round 9 of 12.
So, that's a try through.
And Shane readdressing that.
And he said he can give him
I'm trying not to hit the other dude, unfortunately.
So a bit of
it's all good, buddy.
pretty nice. He's being spoken about each other there. They were both trying to do the right thing, and it just turned into a racing incident. So
yeah, that's very cool.
Oh, that Porsche's up on jack stands. He's taking tyres.
And he's giving you the fingers.
No,
I said this last week.
he's got a cigarette in there. I don't know.
Yeah, so that's all we ask at Supercars NZ. So right off Jenkins and Shane White just had a bit of an incident there. Shane apologised. Right off was like, oh, you know, I just missed that other car, but yeah, thank you, and yeah, let's carry on. So,
yeah, give him the spot back.
Yeah. And it's not hard. It's not hard at all. You just yeah, be polite.
Own your own mistakes is what I've always tried to say. You know?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's all you got to do. Is just own your own mistakes and move on.
Yeah.
So
just quickly, Blake Greenhall sitting in P1 currently. A lot of other drivers have taken their first pit stop, but not Blake.
He's got 1.5 minutes to make because I was trying to talk earlier. You guys laughed at me. Because I know if you make it to halfway through the race and then you get the other half.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty simplistic, eh? So let's see what happens here with Blake.
You should have heard him earlier. He was really he was so indecisive about what way he was going to approach it, and both Shane and I said to him, if you're in a position where you're uncertain if you can do a one stop, just go all out, because there's nothing else you can do when you get stuck in a midpoint of 50-50s. You can't change your decision halfway through and change your race strategy. That's what I was looking for.
That's right. So he's definitely fuel saving. So there was Craig Mason blasting past him with the flames barreling out the McLaren there.
Yeah, that's a cool car.
Yeah, so,
it's a cool car.
Yeah, definitely.
Love the old flamethrowers on the back of that.
So yeah, certainly saving fuel, Blake, and currently in 1st spot. So let's see how this pans out, eh?
It's first. First, right?
Oh.
First.
So Dion's just taken his first pit stop as well.
Oh, is he doing the same thing?
Which is bang on halfway.
Bang on, halfway.
Yeah.
Close too. So, and Blake just reacting now, coming into the pit. So this will be very interesting to see how this all dials out towards the end with those other guys. I'll bring up the pit lap numbers that the guys stopped on, so that'll give people a bit of an understanding.
We should bring Blake up into the broadcasting lounge. That's what we should do while he's doing his pit.
Ooh, that's
no, I don't know if we should bring Blake up into the broadcasting lounge while he's doing his pit stop.
I wouldn't have done it.
My pit bay and I can't grab reverse.
What?
I got no gas left in the tank.
You missed your pit bay.
And
The towing's not long though, to be fair.
So Wayne, that was your fault.
Nah.
Oh, Blackie,
yeah, mate.
Thank you for joining us. Sorry to get you at this important time of your race.
It was a bit involuntary, to be honest.
It's Wayne Blower, 027 361 454. Get hold of it. All right, good luck.
Have a good one.
Thank you. Thanks, boys. Have a good call.
We'll probably get you back very soon to talk about that. All right, get him out of here, Wayne.
Do you think he missed his pit bay because we dragged him up to the lounge?
No, you.
Nah, it was me that dragged him up. I'll take that one on the
Sorry,
chin.
Wayne.
It wasn't Wayne.
You're not the numbnut. It was Doug. See that, Doug? I'm going to be mean to you for the next hour.
He didn't miss it because of us.
No, you. You're bringing us into your situation. I think if we're going to ask him, I reckon he's such a nice guy, he probably wouldn't blame us anyway.
I reckon I'll take some blame if I have to, because...
You and you're a little bit to blame too. I'm the only one in the clear here out of us three.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Sean. Yeah.
You didn't say no.
Clever.
You hesitated.
I said, well, not at this point in time. It's probably not the best time to be doing it. But
It was already done. It was done. You should have been more decisive earlier.
So ice forward on Dion.
No, that's following Pricey there.
But we needed Blake needed ice back on his pit box.
Yeah.
So, but that was interesting though. So he actually rolled into pit lane with nothing in it that he couldn't even grab reverse to crank it over to roll back.
That's insane, eh?
Because they don't have a clutch either of these GT3s, am I correct? I should know, we've been commentating on this for a long time.
Auto's
you can't even push the clutch in to try and save fuel. A few people were sitting out tonight. Gizzy's not it. Up at Shane. I think it'll be nice. He's too busy trying to race a real car. Good luck to him this season. Yes.
You don't mean that, Sean.
I do mean it. I actually, I wish all the drivers good luck, because that Mustang is way better looking than that shitty ass Camaro.
Well, no, I think what you're trying to say is the Mustang actually looks like a proper Mustang now, as opposed to that weird limousine thing that they tried to do for the last couple of years.
Yeah, and to be honest, I love driving them too, and we still run them in this series, the Gen 2 Mustang. I love driving them, but their headlights look like they're saggy boobs. They're too low.
They do.
They did that on purpose though, for weight reduction, or lower the weight of the car.
Yep.
Lower,
Good little pedal up on stream.
Yeah, sure is. So that is Jonathan Turner in the Lamborghini with Peter Vanderberg beside him in the Passion Sim Racing BMW, and behind them they've got Ride-Off Jenkins, number 100 in the Lamborghini, getting stuck in behind us.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh. Close racing. Sorry, Sean, were you going to say something?
What? I'm like,
Yeah.
No. I thought we better say it. You know, obviously there's been a cyclone come through New Zealand.
Yeah.
So we better make sure that, like, all the people that normally race with us here and in the devastated areas, obviously you know who we are. There's a few close friends online that we have. I hope you're all well and your family's well and you're all safe. And to everyone out there, you know, we're thinking of you. That's what we're going to say.
Sure are.
Yeah, definitely, certainly. You know, wake up and it's a sunny day the next day in 3/4 of the country, but there's certainly a quarter of the country that is still in strife. So, yeah.
Yep. So we're all thinking of them, and I hope they all work out. And yeah, that's definitely a bit of a shock.
Sure
Yeah,
was.
100%. And I certainly think that we don't realise how devastated the country is when it comes to media, in the sense of they're only focusing on those other on the main areas, you know, that not the rest of the country that's actually hurting as well. So yeah, it's pretty crazy.
There's I think it is. Yeah.
And then a crazy earthquake.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Was it cyclone related?
Fucking, oh, so funny.
Someone said all we need is some locusts.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Jeebus.
Yeah, Jeebus out there.
But, yeah, so anyway, I think we'll just quickly go back to the millions question, round numbers and how many there are, just to give a quick overview of iRacing, and a big thank you to iRacing for the platform that they provide us. So,
that was close.
There was actually Ross Watson trying to do his best to get out of the way and communicating to Taylor about staying to the right hand side, but it was just a bit of a tricky part, and Taylor getting back. Was he
damaged? Did he get past? Did Taylor get past?
Taylor did damage there. Taylor probably have enough here that he could take a fast repair and enough fuel now to cover off the second stop and run it through to the end.
Yeah, well, he was always doing the two-stop strategy.
Yes.
So there's only two drivers that I noticed on the main strategy, and Balaki obviously stuffed up his pit stop because of Doug.
Yeah.
And,
sorry, Blake. Sorry, Blake.
It's almost reminded me when Shane White deleted the race leader out of a race.
It's still not as bad, but I'm starting to dig it, eh?
I've removed a car that was complaining about another car in an endurance race, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna remove them from the race because it was, whatever they did was like full on and they shouldn't have done it. But I removed the car that was complaining about the car.
Oh. Welcome to Supercars NZ. Keep your whinging to yourself or F off.
Yeah. You caught me, you're out of here.
Yeah.
The funny thing is even someone said tonight, it's like, oh, Supercars NZ, there's always a drama with you guys.
Yeah, there's always a drama.
No, we just you know, we try to bowl, we make mistakes, and we own them, and we move on to the next round.
Yeah,
so.
That was Michael Ward, by the way.
I probably deserved it then.
See, I knew early.
Yeah. Now, Michael's definitely a character that, love him or dislike him, he was actually really good for the league. So,
100%, yeah, for
one
sure.
day he comes and pops him down again, so can't wait to see him in there next when he comes back.
It'd be good.
Something to talk about in the future. So, Ride-Off Jenkins crashed. Did you catch that?
Yeah, so that was the one where... Oh, actually, no. I might have just missed that. So, just quickly, Connor Nixon coming in for his second stop. And let's have a look at Ride-Off Jenkins here. What drama did he have? Gassed it up a bit too much, did he, and lose the rear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That quarter is notorious, man. Oh, break, break.
Yep.
Well done. Oh,
And just another tap on the wall there as well. So that's dropped him back from where he was currently to sit in back into about 13th spot. As we just missed Shane White passing Peter Vandenberg. So Pete just getting a bit of a bad run out against the wall of champions there. And Whitey getting a good run in down and making that pass nice and clean into turn 1 and 2.
I'm still just enjoying the can't click reverse. I'm still enjoying that.
Thank you.
Shut up.
Yeah. So, Doug, do you know how many rounds we've got left, or I'm just going to reply to Vermilion Motorsports?
Yeah. So so this is round 10 of our 12 round of the season. Sorry.
Wow.
No, round 9.
9.
It is round 9. Yep.
Yeah.
3 rounds to go because we are putting out this weekend the next season
Registration.
The form. Yeah, registration for next season. So
yep. And
a few more changes.
Included in the registration form for any sponsors and supporters out there, get in touch with your drivers. There is a sponsor section, so if you're willing to sponsor a week, so like this week's race sponsor is MRX Race Sims. They've come on board with us in the past, and so we just prop the people's name for that week, give you some shout outs and bits and pieces. If you want any further details on that, just flick us a message at SupercarsNZ on Messenger, or track down one of us from myself, Doug, Sean or Wayne, and we can all point you in the right direction of what you need to be seeing.
Yeah, very cool. And massive thanks, Doug, taking over tonight. So at 8:28 with the stream starting at 8:30, Doug's taken over with his ribs, which don't exist anymore, and he's got a cold. So if you could actually understand having a cold and actually not having any ribs left at all. So
Yep.
Thank you very much, Doug.
No,
you're a top man.
It was all.
Cheers, Doug.
It was all good, no problem at all. Love being here, love the GT3s. So it's, I was actually going to have a bit of a hoon, but you probably saved me from worlds of embarrassment and torture and teasing from
we would have teased
old
the
Matt
hell out of you, Doug.
I know you would have. I had a great looking livery as well. We've been able to show off our Bathurst 12-hour P2 winning livery.
Jump on Steve Darren.
Nah, he hasn't got it.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, he does. Oh,
yeah.
There we go.
And go TV3.
Yeah, getting close.
Close up one. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So there it is. That's a champion. That is actually the car. That's the championship bred car there, number 62.
P2, eh? P2, boy.
Yeah.
Well done.
Oh, it was freaking awesome, Sean. And one thing about iRacing and Supercars NZ, and we help people into teams as well. If you want to do some big iRacing endurances, there were, I think, was it like 11 o'clock at night on Saturday night? There were 8 of us in the chat, or 9. Yep. 6 of us racers, and just all into it.
Yep.
Bringing that Supercars NZ car home. And that's what it's all about. It's fun and it's
and it was a real doozy as well. We managed to stream the last hour, and I'd almost turn around and say, don't even worry about watching the first 30, 35, 40 minutes. Just go to the last 10, 15 minutes. Watch old Mike Robinson from Robinson's Electrical bring it in for us. P2 last lap overtake, lap P3. Oh, it was just we were 1 point away from getting a drive-through penalty, and he was still boxing it out with real fast drivers from Simblax there.
Nah, the thing I liked about it as well was people asking him if he wanted to jump to put his mic on hold so we couldn't hear So he couldn't hear us, and he's like, "Nah, fuck, I want the boys with me."
Yep.
You know, we're bringing this car home. Yeah, and that was something special, which it always is here, eh? We always have a blast.
Yeah. It was good, and yeah, like Wayne said, if there is anyone out there that doesn't know much about the iRacing endurance races and what might be involved, there's a few of us that have done a couple now. We've always usually got enough people around to create up a second drive or free up a seat for someone else to join in. So yeah, if you've got an interest in wanting to participate, just yeah, give us a hit up on that one too. We'll point you in the right direction. Familiar Motorsports, they've said when does next season start? Might be more of us, including myself, joining. So yeah, so next season will be probably starting up in about another 4 or 5 weeks after the iRacing Week 13 gets out of the way, and we'll be following along with some form of official race calendar with the V8s. There's still a wee bit of chat around what's going to be happening with the GT3 calendar and what format it's going to be running under, but that'll still stay on the Thursday nights. So yeah, we're probably only about 4 or 5 weeks away from 2023 season 1 starting, aren't we?
Yeah, so it's quite funny. It's funny you were trying to explain when we start. So this is how I would explain it, would be, so we have week 13, then we have the first week of officials of iRacing. So we give our drivers that whole week to practice for our main race the following Tuesday. So,
yeah, cool. That's a good way to do it.
I can't put a date on it, I know, but that's what we've always done. So we give that to the drivers, they can go on to the officials. Our races our track states are a little different, not much, but
they're a lot better.
They are a lot better.
They are a lot better.
To be honest, I've had the odd official where it's been better, but 9 times out of 10 our official track states are better. So for grip wise, so if you're looking at joining, you've got a whole week to practice for our events. And that's the same with the GT3s. I believe is going to be next season as well. Not trying to let too much out of the bag.
So you're gonna link it up with iRacing and
maybe. I think that's where it's heading. It's heading. But secrets to come. That's what Doug and Shane put that together. So they're coming up with a new format for next season to change it up a little bit from this one. And we'll leave it up to them. They can just get that sorted and.
Who knows?
I will let one cat out of the bag though. It'll be open setups and open fuel.
Wow. Wow. I was going to sit back down and just take all that in.
What's that? Well, yeah.
There has been a bit
and
of
it's
a,
going to be 12 weeks of Detroit, so every single race is going to be ran at Detroit, and Nick Bakey says he's coming on board. So.
Woohoo!
What I'm hearing is you want Nick to race the GT3s.
12 weeks at Detroit. So every single race week, same track, we are there.
Well, actually, here's a funny one for you. Passion Sim Racing's original head guru of Dane Northdirth, he very awesomely loads up practice servers for us during the daytime outside of the bounds of our normal race sessions. And today, today he loaded up a GT3 race, practice race, which was supposed to be for here, but it was actually Detroit.
He must have it in the blood too.
He does. Yeah, he wants it as well.
Detroit is a wicked track though. We need to do another endurance there.
Great to love that.
You know, it's like Mount Panorama. It's like one wrong move and it's
in a wall.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think with a lot of iRacing, if anyone's out there looking to get into it, it's driving within yourself, because at the end of the day, you got fast guys. There's no point trying to be as fast as them. You might as well stay on the track.
Yeah. Hey Sean, do you remember that day when you left and just said, "Oh Wayne, you can finish it now"?
Yeah.
And then we bet the other admin team.
Yeah. That was Wayne. That
was Detroit. Yeah.
To be honest, I've probably had more heartache in Enduros than I've had wins.
Oh come on, Sean! Somebody needs to say something about the two.
The two wins.
The two wins.
That was like a year ago. It's like that Molenberg game. It's like a year ago. Like, get over it.
Oh, is it just history now? And
It is into the books, mate. After our terrible effort in the last Bathurst, we won't go.
But the certificates you printed off for yourself look good on the wall, eh?
On the wall, I made them on the house, mate. Those massive billboards.
But look, we've got a huge GT3 winner right now, and 18th spot, Craig Mason, 4 laps down. But so it's all about the day, man. It's all about the day.
Yeah.
All about the technology and the. I think we've got power outage tomorrow, so that would screw me in an enduro. So yeah.
Can we look at we only got 3 minutes to go. Can we look at pit stops, please? What's your name? Doug. Thank you.
Sorry.
Don't turn my sound off.
Doug's passed out in pain on the floor.
Oh, so
and
they
needing
will
more
take 2
painkillers.
spots. Oh, so guess who's had 2 stops? Oh, there's Blake.
Yeah, but look who's only had 1 stop. Dion DeGraaf,
Yeah, well, it's certainly doable. Whether he runs out of gas on the last lap.
Yeah, but he was doing the tempo. He was doing the Mike Myers halfway through for that spin. Remember?
Was.
Yeah.
But why has Blake had to do 2 stops, or was his disconnect because he missed his pit box the extra stop?
He got an extra. I think he got a 30-second tow.
So that counts as a second stop, maybe.
Well, he got towed. Yeah, he may have had 2 stops.
Because he'd officially stopped, and then it would have booted him, and then pulled him back to the pits. If that makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, he had to get a tow from where he was. So.
Well, I'll tell you what, Dan Turner will be pretty impressed with where he's sitting right now.
Yeah, and he's been doing a little bit of this lately as well. So qualifying around that top 10 and just absorbing the rest by relatively running clean and staying out of trouble and mischief. And it's resulted in him coming up 4 grid spots currently to P5, and I don't know if he's going to have much pressure from Blake here, because he'll be running just short on, well, sorry, not short, but just very careful on fuel, because he was right at that halfway point when he rolled in through pit lane, obviously with no gas. I just want to quickly go back while we've got about 1 minute left. Steve Darren showing his crash.
Just above that is Taylor Mitchell as well. Oh, neck and neck.
We need to get to the race leader. Oh,
and that's typical of Steve Darren style. And no, well, he butted the other car, so it's still going. I mean, he's a top man, and that just shows his true gentlemanship there. He spun the rear round and straightened up that car. So
here it is again. We've seen that so many times.
Taylor Mitchell,
there must be an oil slick over there. That's harsh.
There was that.
Yeah, and Dion DeGraaf styles.
Just coming in front of...
because the race is about to end. So we want to have a bit of a chat about the race leader.
And that's what happens when Wayne comes into the...
Yeah, that's what I just want to mention, because young Blake, he's done really well in the sim world, and he's new to us. He's finishing his last lap, I believe this is the last lap, we'll soon find out. But he's also on TV, people. If you watch a bit of racing, I'm not even going to give away the category that he races in. Get on TV, support 3 in New Zealand, 3 Sports or whatever that has the motorsport on. You know, you may see this fella's name. I gave him a bit of a hard time tonight, saying I almost saw him on TV when I knew he was.
So that's an awesome recovery from Blake, and just how far ahead from P2 he's finishing up this race.
Yes. So there he goes. The chicken flag's out. He's taken the win. Very impressive, and a guy that you guys will be seeing not in the sim world but in real cars in the future. What category? We just have to wait and see.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Awesome, welcome Doug. Welcome Blake is another one of those rippers that have come through Supercars NZ. So we've had them all in there, haven't we, Sean? Over the years.
We definitely have, and Paul, the talent that Paul is 14 seconds behind him. So maybe Paul's been out and needs a bit more practice. I'm trying not to talk Paul down at all. He might have a few little issues, but as I said, where Blake's getting all the congratulations he deserves. Absolutely professional in his craft, and well done.
Here we go, final chicane. Dan Turner and Blake Greenhall, positions
Full position.
5 and 6.
Back to real races. So Liam Lawson spent his time in Supercars NZ, done his time down here, eh?
Yeah, I was actually going to start dropping names when I was approaching someone tonight. I thought that's not who we are. So we put the feelers out for some well-known people to come in and join us for a chat and talk about things they're passionate about.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
We'll see what happens in the future, because that's what it's all about. We're passionate about racing, and should be a good format for them to come along and say their bit.
Racing, road safety, and
Should we drag young Blake Dowdle up, our P1 winner for tonight, for a quick hurrah?
Yeah, I was having a quick chat. Yeah, he's used to the TV.
Young Blake, as you bring the winning car back into pit lane, well done for tonight, buddy. Great drive.
Thank you. This time we didn't have 18 stop strategy going.
Yeah.
It's more that we did, just everyone else was on it as well, and turned out good, and unfortunate for a couple of people behind. I was looking forward to having a great race.
Yep.
But yeah, that's how it turned out, and I'm not complaining at all about that result.
No, you should
well done.
Certainly take that. You had came out of the gates at the start of the season with a hiss and a roar and some good results, and we were a wee bit worried there around the middle. You disappeared for a wee bit, but obviously real life commitments and being away from home with racing had held you up a wee bit from getting here. So we're very pleased to have you back, and looking forward to seeing how the points tally out at the end of the season, with all the drop rounds to be taken into consideration as well. So well done once again. That's a whopping 300 points to your name there, Blake, and well deserved.
Awesome, thank you. Look forward to some more great racing for the rest of the season.
Awesome.
What have we got now? 3 rounds left?
That's
it.
Not a lot. Yeah.
No, not a lot. So what happened to Paul behind you, Blake? You had 14 seconds on him, which is obviously great driving by you. But what you put that gap down to?
Sorry?
What do you put the distance between you and Paul? What happened there? Is it just good strategy?
I was putting a little bit of a gap. I think I got to like 5 seconds or something like that, and then he was just gone. Like, I don't know if he hit a car or what.
No, it could be lap traffic. You never know.
Damage or messed up his fuel strategy. I've got no idea, but something happened pretty majorly with him that caused that gap to stretch out a little bit more.
Yep. So going through the field, you found it okay. You didn't have any much traffic slowing you down, or it's quite smooth, you could say, for you rather than him.
Yeah, I had a couple where I sort of said on the radio, "Thank you," but I was just sort of preempting that a little bit, because I'm trying to make them sort of be like, "Oh, okay, so now I've got to let him pass," when you know.
I like your style. That's brilliant.
I think you got to be assertive. You got to be assertive.
Yeah, that's right, honey.
There's a guy in here that we call the flasher because he's always on his lights, mate. Maybe that's what you need to start doing. Who knows? Who knows? But congratulations, mate. Well done, and good luck in the future.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, wicked strategy on the being assertive. Thank you.
I actually had a little bit of trouble into the hairpin when I got past my first bit of lap traffic after my first pit stop as well. So maybe that worked out for me, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's certainly it's all strategy. Oh, not so much strategy, it's more traffic, isn't it? And yeah, it's such fun. Love it.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, Blakey, you have a good one, mate. We'll send you back down with the boys. Congratulations once again, and we look forward to seeing you at the next race.
Thank you. Good racing. I'll see you next week.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers, Blake.
Thank you.
Cheers.
And from one Blake on to another, shall I drag him up quickly?
Why not? Why not?
We've rudely dragged you back into the broadcasting lounge.
We feel really bad, Blake.
Well, sorry. the boys feel really bad, and I feel stink because it was probably me pulling you up at the wrong time that caused you to overshoot your pit bay. So, firstly, apologies for that, mate, because we've probably ruined quite a good race for you there with your strategy. You probably could have been a bit closer towards the podium if that hadn't have taken place.
Oh, it's very kind of you, mate. Look, I wasn't holding anything against you, but the rest of the boys in the Discord were ragging you out big time. So,
Mate, I had it up
mate,
here
I'm
in this
with
part
them.
of the Discord too.
I'm with them. Anyway.
Yeah.
nah, mate, it's all good. It was real touch and go. I really should have come in a lap earlier, because it was just coughing as it came down pit lane, and then when I just missed the pit bay, I didn't have enough fuel to reverse up.
Yeah, that is certainly stinking. I thought originally I thought you were joking when you said it, and then the darkness descended upon me, and I realised the error of my ways. So again, wholeheartedly from me, my friend. There'll be cheeseburgers in the mail for you coming very shortly.
Oh, thanks, mate. Appreciate
Oh no,
that.
I just think he needs to man up and be able to be in the chat and still do his stuff.
Yeah, well, if Mike Robinson can do it, you can do it,
Yeah,
man. What's
that's
the
right.
problem?
Yeah.
Fair
Um,
call.
So when did you come back to? You didn't finish that bad, to be honest. You did a great comeback, and you got to a good
P6.
position
Yep.
Nah,
of
yeah.
6. And you could have had a run at 5th, and I think that shows you the gentleman. You didn't try to ruin someone else's race. You
Yeah, that was
just
a good
stayed
little
behind
battle.
them.
That
Yep.
was a good little battle that last lap. I
Yep.
could almost go full tip that last lap, and credit to Daniel. He was very smart driving in that closing stint.
Yeah, it's great to see that race. That's basically why we do this here, and that's why we created it, was for that last lap. Because you could have binned them anytime you liked. You were quicker, but you held it, and you did a great job, man. And much respect from us, anyway. Thank you.
Thanks, boys. Really appreciate that, and
Yeah.
credit back to you boys for putting on such a lead that throws up this kind of racing. It spices it up, and gives everyone a chance. So it's bloody good.
Yep, no, that's good, mate. And don't worry, we're going to make Doug pay for weeks about this, so we'll talk to you later.
We have to talk about how many cheeseburgers that's worth. I'd say,
Yeah.
you better rent a truck, mate.
10 at least, I reckon.
Wayne's at fault too, not me.
But in the meantime, I'll send you Mike Robinson's cell phone number if you want, Blake.
Even talked to you about skill gap.
Definite skill gap on that one.
Anyway, good man. As long as you're laughing, that's what it's all about.
Oh, it is, mate. It's all just good
Yeah.
fun with great blokes. So
All
thank
right.
you, boys.
No,
Yep.
no worries, man.
Well done, mate.
We'll let you go back down, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, boys.
See you.
Cheers.
Cheers, Blake. Cool, man.
Cheers. Catch up.
Right, well, I
Alright.
suppose there's only one last thing for it, Wayne, and tonight is your night. So, Sean and I will get ready, empty the bins, and we'll let you sign off for us.
Yeah, massive thanks to All Ports Gaming. Chitty was supposed to be in the fuss tonight. Lucky you weren't. I'd had a few drinks earlier with a mate and couldn't even load the stream, so Dougie took over. So legend, and massive thanks to MRX. Been with us for a few years now, and chucking our safety car out there, and your weekly sponsor. Very cool. All right, that's us, Supercars NZ. Have fun.
Cheers. Thank you.